What is up? YouTube, we're back with this game. It's not bad, but it's not exciting. We were just talking about it when I was, like, watching the previous footage of the parts we put up. Just not enough stuff happens to keep it, like, super interesting. So luckily we bring A+ commentary. But imagine someone, like, streaming this game and not having someone else to, like, bounce ideas off of, you know? It would just be like, oh, I'm in another dark place where I'm just meleeing enemies.
Yeah.
And, like, yeah, there's a little bit of, like, difference in the places you are and the types of enemies to an extent. But unlike Dead Space, where Dead Space 1 has so many key moments that you're like, oh, it was this. Oh, it's the zero gravity part. Oh, it's this. You know, all these big key parts. Even the turret gun. I forget, did they keep the they took the turret gun out of the remake, right? Or did they put it in and make it better? You know that space shooting one, kind of like Star Wars, where you're like shooting asteroids in Dead Space 1?
Yeah, they changed it a little bit, but it's still in the
It's still there, okay. So stuff like that that's so memorable.
So
this is the first part where I'm like, wow, this is like super like cool and memorable looking.
This game is sort of like how, you know how RE7 only has the 3 different types of molded?
Yes.
But RE7 has the Baker family to bounce off of. So even though the enemies, there's only 3 enemies, at least you have interesting set pieces and the Baker family being funny and crazy. But this game is RE7 without the Baker family. There's only like 3 enemies in the game and they're all the same.
Besides the very beginning of
And
the
there's
game,
no plot.
This is the first part, maybe 3 hours in, where I'm like, this is cool. Like, I like this. I see that thing in the background, like, walking there. Like, that's really cool.
Am I walking forward? Doesn't look like it. You good? You good?
There's
Okay, I'm moving.
There's definitely a shadow in front of you doing something.
I think that was, once again, like, masking a load screen. I think I was literally not moving.
I could see that.
Nice.
Rip. It's all ogre. Oh, wow. You can literally start right there.
It tells you when you,
Oh, I saw that little part on the screen, yeah.
Oh, by the way, if things aren't exactly the same, I had to, I realized I was playing on my bricked PSN account that can't buy things online. So I restarted on another account, and I did pretty much the same thing, but I think I have the, fully upgraded melee, like, stun baton. And there might be like 1 or 2 other things that are different, but if you notice that the inventory is different, that's why.
Okay.
I literally had to restart the game.
I don't think anyone will mind.
Yeah.
Because I want to like this game, and it's not like bad. It's not like, oh, it's broken. No. Oh, it's like super whatever. It's just like,
it's just wasted potential and just
very
like,
wasted potential,
and just a huge budget for such a mid game.
Got a sidle. Yeah, because like there's a lot of games where you're in a lot of dark areas, but like Silent Hill 1 is one of the darkest games ever. But there's still so many like serviceable and crazy looking areas that you're like, oh, okay, yeah, remember this, remember this, remember this.
Elias.
Just let me die.
It's not that far, come on.
He has a broken mask in Callisto's atmosphere.
Oof. No. Ooh. I thought they would keep him alive.
Man, suffocating to death must be, like, incredibly painful.
Yeah!
So,
well, now the only cool character in the game is dead.
Yeah, and now we get to... It's the Dani fest for the rest of the game. I think literally immediately, yep.
1 second. Oh my god.
Let me tell you about charisma. Dani is the most likable character ever.
Told him not to trust you.
How did you find us?
Emergency beacon.
What?
You're
You didn't
lucky
do
I'm the one who
anything.
picked it up.
Too late.
Not for what I need. He knew Black Iron like the back of his hand.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey!
Now I do too.
Oh, so it seems like she is just so matter-of-fact, like,
Hey, wait!
I have this object, I have this thing I have to do, I'm doing it.
Yeah, and she hates Jacob for reasons that are unexplained.
Better start walking.
That are never explained, or that are not explained now?
No.
Okay. Oh, speaking of, this is the exact opposite. So she is charisma incarnate with, obviously a bunch of asterisks there, meaning that she is, of course, like, has no personality. I never saw any videos about that Forspoken game, but I just saw some videos recently about it, and let me tell you, I can see why that game failed pretty hard.
The game is funny though.
It is unintentionally funny.
It's more funny than Callisto Protocol.
Yes.
But also it's worse.
I cannot imagine playing as that main character for 20 hours.
I couldn't imagine playing for 20 minutes.
Yeah. You don't have to... There are good games where the character that you play as isn't inherently super likable, but you can't just freaking hate him. And that character, like, you know the writer or team of writers, it's likely a team of writers that were writing it were, like, all millennials who just thought everything that they were writing was just the funniest thing in the world, and they were all, like, patting themselves on the back like, this is groundbreaking, this is revolutionary. You just know that they were in those meeting rooms like this is going to change... You think they said stuff like, this is going to change society, this is going to change history as we know it. And do you think they said something like, this is the character we needed in 2023? And they probably said, in 2023.
If you're in for a laugh, you should look up, like, either a video, like a breakdown video, or just watch a playthrough of Saints Row 2022. That is Millennial writing the game. It is so awful.
Yeah, I can't watch the whole thing, but I saw some cutscenes, and it's a lot of stuff where, I don't know how to say it except for, upper middle class millennial kids obviously being, they're in their 30s, who never had to, like, deal with any strife, who were never, like, had to go through any adversity, who were never, like, so broke they didn't know they're gonna make it, like that kind of thing, and just trying to be like, heck, communism, right? I mean, come on.
Rent. We have to pay rent, am I right?
And it's like, yeah, everyone has to pay rent or mortgage, dude. Literally everyone. Stop it. And it's like, you don't... Okay, if you want to see commentary like that, maybe you'll watch, like, some dumb Netflix show. Like, you don't want to see it in a Saints Row game. Saints Row is just literally ridiculously silly, over the top, aliens are invading, whatever kind of thing. Like, it's so silly. It's not a bunch of millennials with that stupid swooping haircut where half the side of their head is shaved, and the other half is, like, the swooping hair.
Oh, did I get the glitch again? Oh, no. So, there was a glitch that I, showed up... Oh, did I get it? No. This is literally the room where the glitch happened, where I took that video of, where they're called biophage. I just remembered what they're called. But they couldn't move because they're, like, technically on, like out of bounds, but, like, they wouldn't, like, fall out of bounds, so they just had no idea what to do. Anyway...
For anyone who hasn't seen that Forspoken main character, the big one that everyone always posts is, like, she learns she can do magic, and she says something along the lines of, magic! I can do magic! That's a thing I can do now. I can do magic. And someone's like...
Did I just do that? I just did that.
And someone's like, hey, can we do whatever? And she's like, She's like, hey, you're talking to someone who does magic. I do magic now. It's something I do. And it's like, oh my god!
Marvel writing has been a disaster for a human race.
I would literally uninstall the game.
I'm so glad that the MCU is dying a pitiful death because it deserves to. It has ruined everything.
Yeah, when Marvel first started in the movies, like, I actually like the movie Iron Man 1. I think it's like an actually really pretty good movie. And there were some quips and silliness, but it wasn't to that level. And it was mostly like a smart quip every once in a while, or Tony being a jackbutt and stuff like that. But there's I don't know, there's just a difference. There's a fine line between just constant dumb quips and characters being obnoxious. I think the worst part about it is when you write a really obnoxious character, but you write them as if everyone else, like, loves them.
Yeah, like, you think that they're super funny, but they're actually, in reality, super annoying.
And, I mean, the only way you could possibly see that is if every one of the writers, or at least the main writers that were in charge of it, were, just like that, right? Like, how else can you imagine? I would never write a character that was, like, that terrible without having people being at least annoyed with her. I feel like that would make things a lot easier, but I have a feeling that for Spoken Game, everyone's like, wow, you're just the greatest. Yeah, I'm the greatest. Wow, she is the greatest.
It's literally a stupid, they call them, like, isekais, where you have, like, a character from, like, a foreign, like, he's usually just Earth, and they get to magical land, and they're super OP. It's literally one of those games, but with millennial writing. No thank you.
Oh boy.
So this guy is trying to get us to open up this door, and you're supposed to look around for something, but there's nothing here.
Oh, so you have to do it, like, elsewhere.
No, we just have to wait around until, basically, he just, like, enemies start spawning in and he dies.
Oh, that's great.
No. Good.
I'm 95% certain OFC means officer. So it was like OFC Wayne, but every time I see that, I'm like, of freaking course. Of freaking course,
What is
Wayne.
going on, dude? Oh, yeah.
What was that? Jacob is just the best dodger of all time ever in history. This dude would be like the all-time UFC fighter or boxer.
I hate this part. It is so bad. This area is so open with a million entryways.
That's pretty cool.
Did I get it? I did not get it.
So it's not quite as bad with Elias, the only cool character. I mean, Jacob is fine. Like, he's like an everyman kind of character. He's not bad, he's not annoying, but he's not, like, special. So the only, like, really good character dying in Elias reminds me, me and Ferris were watching Death Note, and Trevor and Big Michael Kenny were like, you're gonna get to this one moment everyone hates.
What? Are you not dead? It looks like he didn't do any damage. I definitely shot him in the face, didn't I?
Yeah, definitely. And it's like 25 episodes into like the 50 episode run, and I was like, I wonder what it is. And spoilers for a 20-year-old anime, when just out of nowhere...
What is going on, dude?
Out of nowhere, they were like, hey, you know the only character you like? L, like the really weird, like, but really cool character. He's just gonna die out of nowhere, and they're gonna take, like, they're gonna, like, give him his send-off at the end of the episode, and then 1 minute into the next episode, they're like, here's your 2 L replacements. And I was like, and dropped. I literally did. I stopped.
Yeah, it was just shock value to kill him off, and then they literally just clone him. But he's like slightly better, so you know he can actually. Spoilers for Death Note because Spencer's not gonna watch it.
Not gonna watch
do you care? Light dies at the end,
Oh no.
and it's because of L's clone. He outsmarted him.
That's stupid. I wanted L to be able to do
Yeah.
it. Or have Light win and whatever, like against L, but not against some other dude. That's stupid.
pretty bad.
I'm upset. Speaking of upset, then we watched the 2017 American movie because it was on Netflix, and I was like, I gotta see this. And I gotta say, the guy who played L, I don't think he did a bad job, but I think L is just a really difficult character. Oh yeah, I don't blame you. It looks like it's getting super
We're gonna be in the darkness for like an hour and a half.
So I think L is a really ridiculously hard character to make into live action. And
Oh, the live action stuff is awful.
I don't know how to put this, but L as an anime character, with the way he like sits weirdly on chairs and like is matter of fact and super matter of fact and like is constantly eating sweets, there's really no way to portray him as a human being to not make him like ridiculously autistic. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like I don't know how you can make a character that odd and not make them like autistic.
Yeah.
Like really autistic.
It's definitely on the spectrum. At least very eccentric, to put it lightly.
Right. But like he's so eccentric in the anime that I just don't know how you can do that as a human being and not have it be like you know, really weird. So in the live action American one, they focus on the relationship between Light and the girl, I forget her name, Ray or Raimi, the blonde girl.
You were just saying about how cool she was. I forget her name.
She's
too.
cool, but I forget her name.
Maki? Was it Maki?
It's like a double name, like they call it like Maki Maki or Rocky Rocky or whatever, it doesn't matter. So they focus on that, and they make, instead of having 2 Death Notes, which is already where the anime was becoming kind of stupid, they have it where, like, she just steals the Death Note from Light and just, like, goes on a tangent and whatever, and it's just really hard to put a... They obviously focused on the first 25 episodes. Like, they didn't even touch, like, the part I didn't watch.
By the way, Light basically fails because she does something stupid.
I mean, that makes sense.
So Light himself doesn't job to the new guy, it's just the girl.
I mean, that makes sense because of how pretty dumb she is.
She's so stupid.
Yeah.
But, like, Light literally can't get rid of her.
It's hard to put 25 episodes of an anime into an hour and 40-minute runtime, so, like, I get it. Also, the whole reason me and Ash watched it was Willem Dafoe, a.k.a. You can't do this to me, Green Goblin, was Ryuk. Yeah, his name's Ryuk, the Shinigami. And we were like, oh man, this is going to be awesome. And he's in, like, maybe 4 scenes. Like, he is, like...
They probably just don't want to do the CG.
Light is far and away the main character. It's, like, not even close. And they always show Ryuk in the dark. So, like, you never see his face, like, fully. It's always, like, a dark outline with red eyes. Which, like, I get, because I feel like they were probably like, this would look really dumb in the light.
Yeah.
You know? But he's also just not really that important.
Oh, so the new biophage enemy are just suicide bombers, basically. Real fun.
Great.
But they don't really show up that often. Like, after this, when we get to the stealth section, I don't think they show up one time. It's just another weird thing about this game. Not that I'm super complaining, because suicide bomber enemies are always super lame and suck.
Yeah.
But this game just has every single, like, trope that just sucks and is annoying.
So just to finalize that is my review of Death Note. It was incredibly good for about 10 episodes. It was pretty good for about 15 episodes. And then I dropped it. The end. If they would have just had it where it was just, like... I did kind of like when Light and L, like, got together and were, like, quote-unquote working together, because L...
Don't they literally, like, chain their, like, ankles
yeah,
together?
yeah. I kind of like that.
Why did that happen? I forget. Do they, like, suspect Light of being,
Yes.
What's the name? Yagami, or...
Kira.
Oh, right, Kira.
Yeah,
Whoa!
he suspected him so much that he just, like, put him together. And he also suspected that there was two. Like, the crazy thing is L called
Dude, literally, why are the explosive barrels
they're
not working?
literally not working.
They're not doing anything!
L called everything. And then for some reason I don't understand, Light forgot that he had the Death Note for some story reason that I don't remember. And he was actually helping L out when that other guy took the Death Note and was trying to impress the girl. That's where things got really pretty stupid, in my opinion. Yeah, but whatever. I continued watching My Hero Academia, where I'm like 60 episodes in. And my major complaint about that show is...
It sucks.
It's fine. There's just too many characters. There's so ungodly many characters that I'm like...
Have you got to the hot bunny girl yet?
I don't think so.
Okay, I think it happens like 5 or 6 seasons in. I've only read the manga, so I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I just got past the part where they save... I forget her name, but the little girl with the unicorn horn. And there's like this whole huge arc about saving this one girl, and like a bunch of people die to save her. We just got through that. And like I said, my only major complaint is like there's a lot of cool characters and there's a lot of unique characters, but like there's a lot of characters I want to see more, but they have to be one note because there's like 5,000 characters in that show.
5,000 characters, and the main character, I don't know how you feel about Deku, but I think he sucks.
He's literally at best fine. I think All Might is an amazing character, and Deku is like fine.
He's just so
Deku's
boring.
Literally Ash Ketchum, like.
And they also have to make his rival like unreasonably god tier just to, like, be relevant, and it's so annoying. I hate that dynamic between those two characters. Deku's a stupid, unlikable Mary Sue, and Yakia, whatever his name is also an unlikable, stupid Mary
Are you talking
Sue.
about the blonde guy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm just waiting. Like, the one anime I'm waiting for is freaking One Punch Man, but I don't think there's been a new season for a long time.
I think they... I swear I remember them talking about Season 3 existing, but I also don't think it's going to be great. I think it's, like, made by the same people that did Season 2. It sucks.
Season 1 was so good. Season 2 was fine.
Whoa, things are happening. Can you believe it?
Let's do it!
Is this gonna work? Holy crap, it worked.
Actually did. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. There were like 3 times where you hit him straight in the head, and it just seemed to do no damage.
It wasn't even like, it wasn't a time when it was like, you know, arguable, like maybe I hit the ground.
Right.
I hit them dead on in the body or in the face.
Absolutely, I definitely.
That should automatically be a kill.
But you can tell a show like My Hero Academia was made, like... I swear to goodness, like, half of the reason they made that show is for merchandising.
Oh, yeah.
Because every time a new character appears, I'm like, there's another Funko Pop. And then there's, like, I don't know, it's all for one. Okay, there's another one. It's All Might. There's
and one thing
one.
you can say about the show, even if it's like, I don't think it's very good at all, but one thing you can say is that all the character designs are great.
They really are, yeah.
It almost feels like they care about the character designs more than anything else.
I can definitely see that.
Other than Deku, I think Deku looks stupid. But he's sort of supposed to be like a loser kid.
I always forget his name because it's super Japanese, but Atawari, the sleepy teacher, is like one of my favorite designs ever. He's just awesome. And I just love that he doesn't care about anything. It's based. Get to Dani. I bet she's gonna do something awesome.
When you killed all the guys, she was like, "Not bad. Get up here." I'm totally not just a man, basically a character that's just a man, but happens to be a girl.
I've heard about you.
You again.
Oh yeah, what's that? Huh? You left me out there to die?
And you tried to kill me back on your ship.
Well, that's the
Wait, you literally boarding us.
That's the big complaint everyone's had for the last 5 years about Marvel and Star Wars, is they make these strong female characters, but that's their only character trait, is that they're strong and female. And
they can't have, like, actual flaws.
right. If you look at, like...
They're just so boring. I like flawed characters, and I like sometimes strong characters, but when you make the same character over and over and over...
I mean, I just
and
mentioned...
you just watch the scenes go, and you know exactly what the dialogue's going to be, what the dynamic's going to be. You know exactly how the script's going to go. It's so boring. That's why all these movies are flopping so hard now.
I mean, look at...
Everyone's tired of it.
There's some amazing... Like, look at Indiana Jones from the first 3 movies, right? Like... He's, like, super badass, right? Like, super badass. But he also gets beat the crap out of him over and, like, fails and all this stuff. And he has stuff he has to do. But, I mean, Rey, Captain Marvel, all this stuff. It's like they're literally afraid because of the political climate to make a female character that's just, like, A, feminine, or B, has any problems or ever loses.
And once again, if they made a male character that was perfect and had no flaws and was good at everything, would also be boring.
Boring as hell.
But all the scripts nowadays are just, it always is just for the girl characters.
That's why I like One Punch Man. He is literally technically a Mary Sue because he can't lose.
But he just doesn't care, and he's always late to everything.
And it's awesome. It's like if he literally if One Punch Man had Goku's care, he would literally be an actual god, right? But he would rather play video games and, like, instead of wondering in DBZ, when's Goku showing up because of, like, you know, he's, like, sick or he's training or whatever, it's like, when's Saitama gonna show up because he's a lazy piece of crap and he slept in? Like, it's funny. But, like, they can't do that in, like, a Marvel or Disney thing and be like, well, Captain Marvel, like, literally, in the last Avengers movie, Avengers Endgame, they had to, like... Captain Marvel came in and essentially saved everything at the end, and their rationale for, like, why she couldn't do it before was essentially she didn't want to. Where it's just like, she had more important things to do.
Yeah,
more important than saving the universe from Thanos killing half the people?
That's the problem when you invent a character that is good at everything. It's like, well... now you have to just contrive stupid reasons. I'm never going to watch the new Marvels movie, but apparently, like, the only reason why she isn't got to there is that she, like, loses, like, it's like a body switch movie, and, like, one of the characters becomes, like, Captain Marvel but doesn't know how to use her powers or something like that.
From what I understand, when these two characters use their powers at the same time, they switch spots. Like, they instant transmission with each other, I think.
So stupid.
So it's like, if Captain Marvel's, like, powering up and then Miss Marvel powers up, then all of a sudden Captain Marvel's gonna be, like, a million miles away, and the only reason that she's not able to solve the problem is she's suddenly a million miles away. And it's like, okay, cool. So, if you just gave Captain Marvel instant transmission like Goku, then she would be the god of all gods. Got it.